The home evaluation report is your blueprint for an action plan. Let's dive in a little bit deeper to understand how all this works. Here to walk us through the process is Central Marin Fire Battalion Chief Todd Lando. Todd, welcome.
Thanks for the invitation, Rich.
So you're going to show us how all this works?
Absolutely.
All right.
So what our defensible space inspectors are visiting properties as we speak, and each property that they visit and inspect will receive a card that's got a 6-digit access code. The residents will use that to find their report online at dspace.marinwildfire.org. A link will take you to a comprehensive version of your report. It's available electronically, it's interactive, and provides a huge amount of information to each homeowner. So when a homeowner lands at this website, they're going to find their report summary. Their report is divided up into 5 sections, and I'm going to go through each one of those. So the report summary provides an overview that shows the date that we visited and the number of defensible space issues we observed and the number of home hardening details about the structure itself that we observed. We then move down that summary page and we will find a wildfire risk overview. It shows us information about the risk related to your individual property's location and topography, and those are things that a homeowner can't change. It's just where your house is built, and it can affect how a wildfire might impact your home. But there is also an overview of the wildfire risk around defensible space, the landscaping, the vegetation, the things that we observed on your property that each homeowner is in control of, and the home hardening or the details of the structure itself. And what I want people to know is that as they check these boxes off, as they go through this report and fix the issues that we found, they can move those needles. They can go from red to green simply by checking things off and fixing those issues step by step. We also show a map that depicts where the issues or discoveries were identified on your property. And uniquely, we have a zone map that provides an individual overview map, an aerial photograph of your exact property with your parcel boundary outlined on it and the defensible space zones that we refer to later in this report. So each homeowner has a real picture of what land they're responsible for maintaining. As we move through the report, the next tab is the defensible space issues. These are things that our inspectors observed on the property. We provide, again, an overview map that just shows the defensible space issues. And each of those pins on this map are associated with an individual discovery. In this case, one of the first things we saw was leaf litter on the ground. Leaf litter is vulnerable to igniting from embers. We provide bold text that describes what you need to do. Remove the leaf litter on the ground. We tell you that we observed this and where we observed it, and then we give a paragraph of discussion about why this is a problem and what the steps might be that you can take to fix this issue and others. We provide this blue box. This is our action box. It tells us what we expect you to do and the time frame it needs to be done in. And it's important for people to understand that these, many of these things are violations of the fire code, and while we're taking this primarily from an educational perspective, you do need to clean this stuff up. It's required by law. Defensible space laws have been on the books since 1965. We provide images of the individual discoveries, and we provide another view of the map that shows you just where this particular discovery was made. And as we move through on this property, there were 10 discoveries made by our inspectors, and we provide the same information for each of them. I want people to know that there's a link with each of these discoveries to a unique web page that we created in cooperation with Fire Safe Marin with detailed information on how to fix these issues, much more detail than we can provide in a simple report like this online. Fire Safe Marin provides videos in some cases, photographs, and links even to contractors that can help you fix these issues. Each of these, if they are eligible for grant assistance from the MWPA, we'll have a link right there that you can click on and take you directly to the application portal to access grant funding and financial assistance. So in this case, we've got 10 discoveries, and we expect people to scroll through each of those and move on to the next page, which are the home hardening details. And these are the features of the homes the building materials, the design of a home that makes it either vulnerable to embers, vulnerable to igniting during a wildfire, or in some cases, resilient to fires. There are features that are good, and when we find those, we want people to understand that they've got the right roof or they've got the right windows. So again, we provide a map that people can look at to help identify where these issues are, and we provide the same sort of discussion. The difference with home hardening details that we observe are that you don't have to fix them by law. They may be required if you're creating or building a new home, or if you're remodeling your home. The building code requires many of these features. But when we find them during our inspections, what we're asking people to do is understand the vulnerabilities on their homes and start to develop a plan to fix these problems, to upgrade your home over time when your budget allows or when your next remodel occurs. We also provide a correction checklist. This is, I think, my favorite feature of these new reports. This is new for 2022. This correction checklist prioritizes issues. It allows the resident to print a piece of paper that they can take out in their yard and actually physically check things off. And then what we'd like people to do is come back to their report online and click on this new box alongside each one of these discoveries that says submit a resolution. We want you to actually physically check the box and let us know that you fixed these issues. When you take care of these things, you can upload an image to show us that you've completed it. It'll let us see the before and after images from your property. Really helpful for all of us to learn how these things are being corrected in the community. And just clicking submit will let us know back at the DSpace headquarters that that item's been checked off. It may prevent us from having to come back and re-inspect your property. That's all done on the honor system, but we trust that people want to get this work done. We provide the same thing for those home hardening issues, and again, you can actually download your full report or print it here. The final page here, as you move through the online report, are the additional resources, and this is important information, and it's unique to each property. We provide a direct link to the Zone Haven evacuation interface, which has been adopted by all of Marin's fire departments, funded by the Marin Wildfire Prevention Authority. This is how we organize evacuations and communicate to the public where evacuations are occurring in the community at any time. We provide a direct link to sign up for the Alert Marin evacuation notification system. We hope that everybody's already registered, but if you're not, you can click here to register. Nixle, which is our information system, a fantastic service that everybody should be subscribed to. We provide a direct link to the upcoming free chipper days, and we provide you with the address or the date associated with your own address. Oh, wow. So in this case, the next free chipper pickup at this home is on July 25th, and there's a one-click option to simply register to have that chipper come directly to your front door. We provide some information on environmental sustainability with a link and information from the Environmentally Sensitive Practices Coalition that we've worked with to develop best management practices and guidelines for homeowners so they can do this work in the most environmentally sensitive way possible. And then we provide a contact information for our DSpace team with an email address and phone number you can call if you have any questions, comments, concerns, including needing maybe just a printed copy of this report mailed to your home if you don't have internet access.
Todd, this is just an amazing report that we have out here. This is great. Just confirming, if I'm not really comfortable going online or with a computer, there's a way to get the written report mailed to me so they know what I need to do? Absolutely. We understand that not everybody has internet access. If you call that number, our DSpace team will mail a copy of this report to you. It doesn't have the interactive features, but it'll have all of the information that I just talked about. That's great. It's interesting, too, the report is focused on both Fire Smart Landscaping, defensible space, and home hardening. They work together to make us safe? Absolutely. And it's important for homeowners to know that they need to take a coupled approach where you look at the building itself, the vulnerable features, the building materials, and the defensible space. And when you've worked to address both of those issues, you can build a wildfire resilient home that really can withstand just about any wildfire. Wow, that's great. You know, in the past I've gotten written reports and it's not always clear, you know, cut this limb over here, whatever. Well, I'm not sure which tree they're talking about, but this has photos and maps and shows you exactly where the problems are.
Absolutely, and that's been a dream of ours for years. We used to provide a piece of paper with a checklist for homeowners that was really difficult to decipher. This provides so much more information, the interactive features, the feedback to our team. I think this is a much better approach, and it's really going to help people fix these issues and build a wildfire adapted community.
Yeah, well, like you, I thought the checklist was pretty cool too, so I know exactly what to do. And then the ability to report work accomplished, I mean, that's got to help everybody. It helps you guys, it helps all of us, Marin, to know what's getting done out there.
It's a game changer.
Yes. Well, really and truly, I think everybody should realize that we all have a stake in adapting to wildfire. Residents need to take responsibility for their properties. Oftentimes we don't know what to do, but when you have a report like this, it's pretty easy to know exactly what to do, get to work. And then my last good part of this, you can also immediately go to apply for a grant or get a free chipper day to help out on that?
Yep, absolutely. The connection to the MWPA and the programs, the financial assistance, the grants, the chipper days is just a fantastic feature, and I think it's going to help drive participation in those important programs.
Well, Todd, thank you so much for coming today, explaining all this. It's a great tool for all of us. Is really going to help us to get all much more prepared. Thank you.
Thanks, Rich.